Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a great and wonderful day. Unfortunately for us, Christians are being attacked again, which, seems to be a constant trend with the far left where they don't like a certain group of people doing anything at all. But of course, Christians are the bad people, they hate every single Christian, and what have you. And again, I'll keep on saying this, is that I am not a religious person. I have very quickly fall out of many religious things because I am just not a very religious person. I believe that what I believe is guided for me from my parents, but not religion in itself. I've also seen a lot of damage what religion does. However, I will not go out and say that the religion is always bad, or I will always say that because you're religious, you deserve to have things taken away from you. You don't really deserve to believe in something. Because that's just ludicrous. People have the freedom and the ability to do whatever they want. And what we have here is Deep Banking Row breaks out after Bank of America shuts down account for ultra-conservative Christian charity that serves impoverished Ugandans. Memphis, based on nonprofit Indigenous Advance Ministries, has filed a complaint to the Tennessee Attorney General's office over concerns its accounts were closed because the bank disagrees with its religious views. The organization, which claims to have had a banking relationship of Bank of America since 2015, promotes pro-life and anti-same-sex relationship values on its website. Bank of America firmly denies its bank the body over these views, having daily account like the relations are not a factor in any account closing decision, but campaigners are calling for greater transparency over how firms decide which accounts to shut down, adding cases of political and religious debating appear to be on the rise. Now here's what I say, that when banks pretty much close people down or close their accounts for any situation at all. And here's what I have over this. Banks should not close people's accounts if it has nothing to do with anything related to criminal matters, and even then, that can be kind of a sketch in that possibility. So, if the bank is closing you for political beliefs, they should immediately be fined millions of dollars for doing so. If they are banning you for any form of speech, they should be again fined about I would say an average of $20 million. And if they're banning you for gun ownership, they should also be fined for banning you for $20 million. I say First Amendment speech should be fined $40 million, give or take. Because here's the thing. When you are a bank and you close down people's accounts, you are pretty much ruining their lives and everything that them to access a new account. And it takes a while for them to do so, especially with unnotified. And if they do it unnotified, the bank should be fined about 2 to 4 times more because you did not notify them about their bank being shut down. Because that prevents them to be able to eat. That prevents them to be able to put food on the table. That prevents them to do anything productive to help their family or themselves. And you're really putting them under a bad position. So I think banks should have a heavy fine to pay. And even after those fines, they should have some other things that should put them in high punishment, because banks are only, in my personal opinion, and my belief is that banks should be only allowed to be able to have an account open for money and all this other stuff, right? And they shouldn't be able to do pretty much anything else. Banks shouldn't be allowed to put money into anything, shouldn't be allowed to put money into political reasons or what have you, because they're a bank. They should only be there for pretty much storing your money, keeping your money, make sure your money is safe and secure, and that is it. Other than that, banks shouldn't have any authority or ability to do anything else, because they can do stuff like this, which is completely insanity. And I think Bank of America, even though they've already been sued once before with their backdraft stuff, they probably should be towing the lines of being almost permanently shut down at this point. If you have the banks going rogue like this and doing the same shit like this, then that just means that they deserve to be permanently shut down, or at least have very, very heavy restrictions on what they can and cannot do. Because now they're just not doing anything correctly, and they're putting everybody else's lives in jeopardy, and the risk of everybody else's account in jeopardy because of their, obviously their beliefs. The term debating hit headlines across the globe last month after UK politician Nigel Farage, who planned the bank's the country's Brexit movement and was close ally of former President Donald Trump, fell victim to the trend. Historically, the term referred to cases where the banks limit financial services to businesses assessed as having money laundering risks, but firms are increasingly being accused of closing accounts over reputational fears. Genius, which was previously named World Shine USA, opened a new business checking account with Bank of America in January before shortly applying for 2 credit cards. April 24th this year, it was sent a letter by the bank advising that its accounts were being shut down within 30 days. Associated accounts belonging to partner entity Genius Advanced Customer Center and the church operating at the same address, Servants of Christ Community, GBA University of House Prayer, were also closed. The correspondence from Bank of America stated, upon review of your accounts, we have determined you're operating in a business type we have chosen not to service at Bank of America. Representatives for Genius said they repeatedly asked for an explanation about the closure. On May 24th, the organization was sent a follow-up letter that stated its risk profile no longer aligns with the Bank of America's risk tolerance. At the time, Genius said it had $270,000 in its deposit account. The charity works with Ugandan ministries to provide support for orphaned and vulnerable children and prisoners in the African country. Under the core beliefs tab on its website, it endorses a number of evangelical Christian views, including that all human life is sacred from conception to natural death. It also advocates that marriage between one man and one woman is the only proper context for sexual relations. A letter to the Attorney General's office signed by board members Steve Happ and Phillips read, being forced to transition so quickly caused a great deal of trouble for us. It also disrupted our mission to Uganda in June, and we were temporarily unable to pay salaries in Uganda, and we were left very confused. They added our mission and work supporting Ugandan children and families through Genius Ugandan Ministries has remained the same since we were founded and first opened our accounts with Bank of America. I am concerned that Bank of America accounts are and our partners' accounts because it disagrees with our religious views. A spokesperson for Bank of America said the closure was related to a part of a Genius operation which includes debt collection. On its website, Genius said it's dedicated to pursuing the recovery of overdue voices on behalf of our clients. Bank of America claimed that debt collection services are clear violation of its policies. The bank added only became aware of this part of the charity's operation when the new account was opened in January. However, when DailyMail.com asked Bank of America to share the exact part of its policies that it says it doesn't service debt collection agencies, it was unable to do so. The firm added that the organization's business operation in Uganda also made it a high-risk account. In a statement, a Bank of America spokesperson were, we are proud to provide banking services to nonprofit organizations affiliated with diverse faith communities throughout the United States. Religious beliefs are not a factor in any account closing decision. Our U.S. divisions that serve small businesses doesn't offer banking services to organizations that provide debt collection services for a variety of risk-critical considerations, and doesn't serve small businesses operating outside the United States. Genius is now being represented by the legal advocacy group Alliance Defending Freedom ADF. Well, again, why would you have a bank that's across all over Bank of America, all over the country or what have you, or in other countries? Are they able to open other countries than Bank of America, and and this is allowed? If it's just a United States thing, that's one thing, right? Where you don't have it to where you allow people to open from the United States. However, if it's due to them being, if you can access a Bank of America account from other countries, then I don't know where that would be, how that would even qualify. It's really weird on what Bank of America is doing here. I believe that it would be due to religious beliefs, especially due to their lawsuit about a year ago to where they were sued because that overdraft fee where they were overcharging you some nefarious stuff with their overdraft. So it makes me less want to trust Bank of America, especially mini banks nowadays, to where they're being where I'm questionably concerned what their stance stands for people having certain accounts. ADF representative pointed out that Bank of America only provided an explanation about the account closure after Daily Matoma had contacted the bank for comment. That's even more concerning if that said point is true. Jeremy Tedesco, ADF Senior Vice President of Corporate Engagement, said Americans should not have to fear losing their bank accounts because of their political or religious beliefs. Exactly. Yet instances of banks canceling accounts due to people's speech or religion appear to be on the rise. Exactly. The Office for Tennessee Attorney General Jonathan Scriven has confirmed it received the complaint and revealed the details of the case. So, yeah, I think that Bank of America is bad. Even though that this company is very sketch, I don't really trust them for the most part. And the fact that the banks are doing this in a more increasing manner means that either they're doing EDG or something along those lines, DEI or some stuff like that. And I can't really trust a bank that does stuff like this because that just means that they're probably on a path to closing your accounts for any political reason, and we can't have that. And the Supreme Court honestly needs to get engaged here and put down some laws to or restricting banks to do so, and also finding Bank of America another hefty sum of money because they have been doing sketchy stuff for a while now. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Like, share, as always. Take care.